The Washington Wizards hold the 15th and 44th overall picks in the 2018 NBA Draft. Here's the latest in our series on draft prospects projected to be picked around where the Wizards will select. 2018 NBA Draft Wizards Prospect Preview. Zhaire Smith School, Texas Tech. Position: shooting guard. Age: 19. Height: 6'4". Weight: 199. Wingspan: 6'10". Max vertical: 41.52017. 18 Stats: 11.3 ppg, 5.0 rpg, 1.8 apg, 1.1 spg. Comparison: Avery Bradley, Jrue. Holiday Projections, NBA Draft.net 15th, Bleacher Report 17th, Sports Illustrated 17th. 5 things to know. Smith is one of the most impressive athletes in this draft class and may be the best dunker. Though he's 6'4", and that's not huge for a shooting guard, he boasts a 6'10" wingspan and a 41.5-inch vertical, one of the best at this year's NBA Combine. Smith did a good job of using those traits to wreak havoc on defense in college. He was particularly adept at forcing turnovers, averaging over a steal and a block per game. Smith has great instincts blocking shots and is excellent at chase-down blocks on fast breaks, similar to John Wall. Smith had 13 games of 2 blocks or more, including a career-high 4 blocks against Texas Christian on Feb. 3. Smith could help the Wizards improve defending three-point shots with his length and instincts to alter shots. Offensively, Smith remains relatively raw. He was an efficient scorer in college with high percentages from both the field and three-point range, but did not score at a high volume, and his ability to create off the dribble appears limited for now. The athleticism suggests a high ceiling, but Smith will likely need some time to develop as a scorer at the NBA level. Smith is a very good rebounder for his size. He averaged 5.0 boards per game and 9 times this season had 7 or more in a game. Those skills were on display in the NCAA tournament when he had a career-high 9 rebounds to go along with 18 points, 7 assists and a steal against Florida. He has a good feeling for shot selection. Sort of like Otto Porter does with the Wizards, Smith rarely racked up missed shots in college. Though he shot 45% from 3, the most attempts he ever recorded in a game was 3. That mentality could serve Smith well early in his career if he joins a good team like the Wizards, where he will have to defer to others before carving his niche. With Wizards, Smith would fill a positional need because the Wizards have a hole at backup shooting guard. Jody Meeks is expected to be back, but he wasn't effective for most of his first season in Washington. He's also going to be suspended for the first 19 games of the 2018-19 season. Smith would give the Wizards some defense and athleticism. He would be similar to Kelly Oubre Jr. in that regard, giving the Wizards a bench capable of locking down the perimeter. Smith could also potentially play some small forward in smaller lineups. The problem with taking Smith at No. 15 is that he would not have a long-term path to the starting lineup. As with any guard they are considering for the 15th pick, the Wizards have to determine if it's worth taking a guy who will likely be relegated to their bench for years to come barring injury. Best highlight video, more draft prospect profiles, Kevin Knox, PF, Kentucky Miles Bridges, SF, Michigan State Robert Williams, PF, C, Texas A. Favorite us. We're just a couple weeks away from the 2018 NBA Draft, which means there's now a combination of misinformation, rumors, changing opinions, and heavy debate. Some have to decide if the risks of past injuries are worth overlooking. Michael Porter Jr. Others near the top will have to figure out if Luka Doncic is making his way over here next year, or waiting, or just figure out whether it matters to them or not. Either way. Plus, there's the tempting comparisons of Trae Young to Steph Curry. Could that make a team reach? Click here for the latest 2018 NBA mock draft. This draft is loaded with big man prospects too, from DeAndre Ayton, Jaren Jackson Jr., Marvin Bagley, and Mohamed Bamba, along with countless others likely going in the top 14. This could be the draft we look back on as the one that brought back the big man to the NBA. Of course, these are very different players from what we had when giants like Patrick Ewing, David Robinson, and Hakeem Olajuwon dominated the paint. A few names jumped into the first round since the last mock draft, which is something we always see after the combine and into the endless workouts and interviews leading up to the final night. As for the Wizards, we know they need an athletic big man, but that's not their only need. With the way things may work out before number 15, they may have to consider a plan B. Ernie Grunfeld will just have to decide what their biggest need is when they're on the clock. Click here for the latest 2018 NBA mock draft. The Washington Wizards hold the 15th and 44th overall picks in the 2018 NBA draft. Here's the latest in our series on draft prospects projected to be picked around where the Wizards will select. 2018 NBA Draft Wizards Prospect Preview. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander School, Kentucky. Position, point guard. Shooting guardage, 19, turns 20 in July. Height, 6'6", weight, 180 wingspan, 7'0" max vertical, 362,017 stats, 14.4 ppg, 4.1 rpg, 5. He scored, dished assists, rebounded very well for his position and forced turnovers on the defensive end. Gilgeous-Alexander is a smart player and seems like a relatively safe pick, especially for a team looking to start him as a backup point guard with the ability to start down the road. Gilgeous-Alexander has potential to be a plus shooter at the NBA level. He shot 40.4% from 3 in his one season at Kentucky. What he will need to show beyond backing up to NBA range is the ability to shoot at a high percentage with volume. The real threats from the perimeter in the NBA can not only shoot efficiently, but can get hot enough to alter games. Gilgeous-Alexander never hit more than 2 threes in a single game at UK. Gilgeous-Alexander could be a solid perimeter defender, especially if he adds some weight to his frame. He does a good job of using his plus wingspan to affect passing lanes and get steals. He averaged 1.6 steals per game and 7 times this year had 3 steals or more. Gilgeous-Alexander showed his versatility on both ends in the NCAA tournament against Davidson when he posted a line of 19 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 steals. A question for teams evaluating Gilgeous-Alexander will be his ceiling. Is there all-star potential, or will he top out as a solid rotation player? He's a methodical, smooth player, but sometimes teams favor the flashy, rim-rattling athletic guys in the draft. He is originally from Canada and his mother, Charmaine Gilgeous, represented the country in track and field at the 1992 Olympics. Gilgeous-Alexander has played for Canada at the international level in FIBA tournaments. Fit with Wizards, Gilgeous-Alexander would help the Wizards in a variety of ways. He would help shore up their point guard depth chart behind John Wall, a problem the Wizards have been trying to solve for years. He would give the Wizards some serious height at the point guard position between Wall, 6'4", and Tomas Satoransky, 6'7". Gilgeous-Alexander may also be able to play some shooting guard. He certainly has the size and length to guard opposing twos. Question would be whether he can play off the ball offensively. Gilgeous-Alexander can shoot, but can he shoot well enough to coexist with Wall in the backcourt when Bradley Beal isn't on the floor? The problem with Gilgeous-Alexander for the Wizards would be the fact there is no long-term chance for him to start with Wall and Beal locked up at the guard position. Ideally, a guy taken at 15th overall could someday be a starter. Also, Gilgeous-Alexander may have some redundancy with Satoransky. That's no reason to pass on a really good player in the draft, but it's something to consider. Best highlight video, more draft prospect profiles, Kevin Knox, PF, Kentucky Miles Bridges, SF, Michigan State Robert Williams, PF, C, Texas A.